Yeah.
Like, you're sick in your brain for doing that. But before, the part that is bothering me, you mentioned, was the police. One of the individuals went to the police and said, if you get more witnesses and you get additional testimony from other victims, that will help your case. And
so at the time when she did report it,
Yeah.
they did nothing. That was essentially my experience was not enough.
Yeah.
This needs to happen to more people. Could you imagine you, a woman in that position, saying, this guy did this to me. I'm coming to the police who's supposed to protect me.
Yep.
Telling me what I went through is not enough. We need more of you.
Yeah.
In order to actually do something.
And that is a challenging and sad part in today's world. We've seen it with Harvey Weinstein. It took the whole Me Too movement.
And this is last year. This is not 1980, 1990.
Laugh Kinks.
Welcome to the Laugh Kings podcast. I'm your co-host, Jace. We got my main man to the right, the A-lister, Mr. JR.
What up, y'all? What up?
We got Cash Money Linda in the back, stacking the bills. She's sweet. Are you salty today?
A little bit.
A little? More
What
like a lot.
up?
Damn. And we got the YYZ to DXB, the infamous Prince of Dubai, Uncle Sammy.
Hey, what's up?
What up, Sammy?
Folks, we're not here to play nice. We're here to light fires and have a good time with our favorite drink. Mr. JR, tell them what we're having.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're sipping on Crown Royal's newest and finest blend. It is Crown Royal Vanilla. Whether you're kicking back and watching some of the NBA finals, or maybe you're out barbecuing with the boys, or maybe a few girls around, you need to be sipping on Crown Royal Vanilla. Whether it's on the rocks, or whether you're having it mixed with some Coke, or maybe ginger ale, without a doubt, it goes down smoother than anything out there. Without a doubt, go grab Crown Royal Vanilla in your local liquor store.
Boom. That Crown Royal tastes good today.
Tell you that.
All right, before we get started, peeps, we're everywhere on socials. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok at Laugh Kings. Across our heads. Also, the Otter Heads, we are on Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox. We're even on Apple Podcasts.
There you go.
Damn. And for anything and everything the Laugh Kings, go to direct.me/LaughKings.
Yep.
How are we gonna get started, boy?
I don't know, but we just gotta get some credit where credit is due. This beat is fire.
Circle of Life. I'll put it in the description below. He coming out with a freestyle. Freestyle?
It's a freestyle.
Freestylish? Okay.
Who knows? Might come out with a mixtape at some point.
Damn. Stay tuned for that one. All right. So what we got today?
Well,
before you want to go in your joke, you can make fun of me, but we gotta raise our glasses.
All right.
I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right here with you.
I spared you because I got a joke for you, though.
All right, let's hear your joke.
All right.
Because I am the jokester.
All
so you'll
right.
get roasted if this doesn't go well.
All right. So I got a few bars for you.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about
soap bars.
Soap bars. I'm talking about. I got a 16 for you. You ready for this?
Crap.
All right.
Do you need a beat? No, you're good. You're good.
I'm good. I'm good.
You're not singing to me or nothing like that.
Hell no.
It's okay.
This one's gonna have you exiting the pod. Y'all ready for this? Poof, be gone. Your breath is so strong. Wait, come back. You need a tic tac. Not a tick, not a tack, but the whole damn pack. Not trying to be mean, but you need some Listerine. Not a sip, not a gobble, but the whole damn bottle.
What? What?
Cheer.
Damn. Cash, did you know he had this in him?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my God. That's a mic drop, yo. That is a mic drop.
Is.
Damn.
Ooh.
My breath stinks, but but yeah. I like it.
You might catch me, in the battle rap world, battle scene.
So you're going into the rap world.
Might have to.
I'm going into the chutney world.
Oh God.
Uncle Sammy, what kind of world are you going into?
I don't have that kind of talent.
So what's your rap name gonna be?
Uh,
Do we got a suggestion, Cash?
Lil J.
Little J. That's what I call my. What is that?
Jay.
Okay.
I have.
Wait, hold on. But before we get started, right? We're in a new decade. Are the Lils in the rap world, like, is that name retired now? Like, I don't hear of any Lils anymore.
No.
I think
I don't hear that
that's
anymore.
gone. Yeah.
That's not, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So, damn, I got to retire that. Big Mon J.
Big man. All right, let's not forget though. We gotta big up someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Shensia.
Yes.
Shensia, keep doing what you're doing, girl. We like to big up Ryan Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And also we want to big up a guy I grew up with for years and years.
Okay.
This gentleman's name, Pat Sajak.
Ooh, yes.
Wheel of Fortunes, Pat Sajak, an end of a legend, an
Yes.
end of a huge era.
Enjoy your retirement.
Damn. That's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Vanna White staying on with Ryan Seacrest. It's going to be a bit weird. Remember, she was complaining about money, but I guess they figured it out.
Somehow, yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And something pretty cool,
Mm-hmm.
T20.
Yes.
First time Canada qualified.
Yeah, definitely.
We beat Ireland. Uncle Sam, you want to tell us a little about the T20? I know you're kind of following up on that.
Well, the biggest upset seems like in cricket was when USA beat Pakistan. So that was massive. I don't even know if you could have bet on USA. That's how big the odds were. That's like insane. Well, as we're talking right now, India's playing Pakistan. So we won't know the outcome. Maybe by the end of the pod, we might be able to know who wins that match. But tickets in New York for this match is crazy. Because I saw I don't know if the screenshot is real, but the 200 level, it was going for 52,000.
What?
Like
I was
that's
like-
American dollars?
Or rupees.
Pardon?
American dollars?
Yeah.
What?
That I don't know if those screenshots I was seeing are real, but it is insane the prices.
Crazy.
That well, this is the biggest event. Like India versus Pakistan is the most viewed event. It's bigger than the Super Bowl usually, right? So
Yeah.
crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And the West Indies destroyed Uganda with the lowest total ever, lowest runs.
Last night, and
Yeah.
it was in Guyana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Guyana getting
Yeah.
some shout out there. But yeah, Canada,
Yes.
I'm happy for Canada. They beat Ireland in their first match. First time they qualified. So I'm looking forward to it.
Wow. I don't know. Cricket. I think cricket is one of those things, especially in Canada. It's similar to what basketball, over the past 20 years, basketball has grown in Canada.
Yeah.
I think cricket's on that up and up. Soccer as well, right?
It's not only the uncles playing every weekend to get
No.
away from the wives.
Oh God. Now it's like young kids. Like,
Yeah.
when you guys went to high school, was it also a team sport in high school?
Nope.
Cricket? Really?
We were before back in those days.
Wow. I know when I was in high school, it was a
Really?
team sport. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But it's good though. It's good. Are you guys big cricket fans or followers of the sport?
No, I kind of only get into it when
Yeah.
the West Indies or Guyana's playing or something like that. But
Yeah.
no, I haven't really been following it.
Okay. And our
Maybe this will make me follow it.
there
I'm
you
actually
go.
excited
Yeah,
for this one.
definitely. And then I know CPL starting up, I think in July, if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken. Obviously, Amazon Warriors were the
Champion.
CPL champions last year, and I'm pretty sure there's quite a few teams that are going to be seeking some revenge. So gonna be looking forward for that. So it seems like cricket's gonna be dominating the summer.
It's nice. It feels like it's
Yeah.
summer when you hear crickets going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just hearing them outside at night, actually seeing the sport being played. But that's good though. And I actually do have I want to give one more shout out.
Okay.
Just before we
Do it.
move on there. Speaking of the West Indian world and West Indian music scene, I want to give a big shout out to Joshua Regrello, and I hope I'm saying your name correct, but he dropped a steel pan chutney soca mix where it was him, DJ, and he just basically was just playing all the melodies of some of the biggest chutney songs.
We'll put a link in our description.
Definitely.
I think so.
Definitely for sure. Oh yeah, it's definitely worth for our viewers to check it out. I just thought it was so cool. It was so refreshing, and just hearing a different sound.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but I actually grew up playing steel pan.
This guy can rap, can play steel band.
Yeah.
What else you got, man? Holy crap.
I don't know.
Can you do poetry?
Maybe.
Damn, we got to hear one of those soon.
Hey, if I got to put pen to paper, it's not only for signing checks,
Oh, damn. That's a t-shirt right there. It's not only for signing checks.
There you go. But yeah, man. So I just really enjoyed it, and it was nice to hear. Nice collaboration. That's what we need in the music world. So shout out Joshua for doing your thing, and yeah, man, love it. Keep up the good work.
Cool.
All right.
So we got some topics today. We want to get into it. I know, Uncle Sammy, is there one you've been holding out there? I think we got some viewer ones out there. Want to start with that?
Yes, I have a viewer question for you guys. So we'll put this to JR, Jace, and Cash. So it's a hypothetical question. So I like this viewer question. So if any of the viewers have any questions or topics you want us to discuss or get our opinions on, heated debate on, just make sure to put it in the comments because we'd love to have some topics to discuss. But so I'll get to the hypothetical question from the viewer and see what you guys think. It's a kind of a weird situation that I don't think it's very common, but it's interesting. So you're either a groomsman or, in Cash's case, a bridesmaid at your best friend's wedding, and you find out that the flower girl is their soon-to-be spouse's daughter. You don't find out from your best friend who's getting married. You find out from another bridesmaid or groomsman. How do you feel? Would you be upset with your best friend that she didn't tell you?
Bomba.
So I'm at my best friend's wedding. The flower girl is his stepdaughter. Stepdaughter.
Yes. Yeah.
And he didn't tell me about it, pretty much. And I found out through whatever's going on.
And you guys are basically best friends. You're in the bridal party at the wedding.
I don't know. I kind of want to feel Cash's response to this one.
What up, everyone? Hope everyone is doing great.
What up, Cash?
To answer that question, oh my God, why am I put on the spot? From a girl's perspective, if I'm listening to the question properly, I think I'll be upset. I'll feel a type of way.
Okay.
Because the way, and correct me, Sammy, so I have no clue that this is my friend's stepdaughter. Is that what it is?
Right. And your friend, you've been best friends for 18 years. So she's getting married and you're a bridesmaid and she didn't tell you, you're finding out from somebody else.
Damn. That changes a lot.
Yeah. I think I'm not upset, but I'll be like a little bit bummed because I think friendship is to be, you have to be honest, and that doesn't come across as being honest. That's how I look at it.
I don't see
Like
it
I
that
don't
way.
know how I'll react, to be honest. Like I guess if I'm in the situation, I really don't know how I'll react.
I don't see it that way.
How do you see it?
Why? It doesn't impact my life.
That's the thing.
You said dishonest, but he wasn't dishonest or honest. He just didn't tell me. It's not like I asked. You know what I mean?
True.
Maybe they were ashamed of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't want to tell me about it.
Yes.
There's so many scenarios. I wouldn't be upset about it.
Yes.
Like, what does it have to do with me other than, cool, you got a stepkid,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, for me, it doesn't matter.
And that's why I said, like I'm not honest.
When the
I'm
person,
not
when the person
upset.
gets married, their priority is their family.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's how I'm looking at it. I wouldn't actually be upset or anything. I'd be like, cool.
Yeah. I won't,
True.
I don't
I'd be
think-
surprised,
Yeah. There you go.
but I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah. I won't. I'll feel bummed, but I won't get upset. That's what I'm trying to say.
So I swayed your answer.
Yes. Basically.
All right.
Cash, you need a backbone. Stand on it. No, I'm playing. But I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on it.
Yeah.
Part of me saying, you know, I'm here to be a part of your special, you and your partner's special day, your special moment. I would have loved, it would have been nice. Maybe I didn't have to know when it first happened, but maybe a quick conversation before the actual wedding to be like, hey, heads up. I didn't tell you, but my stepdaughter of however many years is going to be part.
Right.
So it's not awkward and I'm trying to figure out who is this? You know what I mean? And now I got questions and I don't want to have uncomfortable conversations on your special day. I'm not necessarily saying I want to know for my own like greediness and just being nosy,
Right.
just to be aware.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't have to have or ask you an uncomfortable question. You know what I mean?
So you would ask your friend on the day of their.
I wouldn't.
No, I found out you got a
No.
daughter.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, which is why I would like to know before.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a heads up,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right?
You think it's a slap in the face? From a female's perspective, you think it's a slap in the face?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't look at it like that.
But you know, a lot of females feel that way.
Depends on how
We've been
close you are with
friends
the
for
person.
18
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing. Friends for 8 years, fine. Let's say the flower girl's 4 years old. That
Okay.
means halfway into our friendship, you had a daughter.
No, not necessarily. It's a stepdaughter. So we don't know how long they've been. He's been
Right.
with this person. Maybe it's like 2 years and then they got married.
Right.
You know what I mean?
True.
So it does not necessarily the lifetime of.
Yeah.
I
So-
think also too because it's in the past, they don't want to bring it up.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Let's just clarify this. So we're talking about stepdaughter.
Step. Uncle Sammy's
Yeah,
step, right?
The spouse is daughter.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
They're so basically they're getting, let's say obviously they've been dating the person because they're getting married. So let's say they've been dating 2 years. That
Yeah.
she would have known, or the friend would have known of the daughter, but they didn't divulge it to you. And then the wedding came and they still never told you.
So that's a good point you brought up because
Yeah.
I think the timing of that, I would feel some type of way.
True.
If it was 2 years, whatever.
Yeah.
But if it was like you were with this person for a longer period of time
Yeah.
and then you had a stepdaughter, I wouldn't
Yeah.
get upset. I'll be like, why don't you tell me, man?
Yeah.
That's the thing,
Same.
right? And it also kind of begs a question: if I don't know, then who else in the wedding doesn't know? Because to me, that just sounds like it could leave room for
But
disaster.
what if it's the reverse? Everyone else knows except you.
That's the
I
thing.
think some people knew, but not everybody.
Right.
Oh,
It also makes you feel as if your friendship is not worth it. Because if we're friends for this long, why did it take? Like, why did I find out today?
But you are the bridesmaid. So I don't think you would say the friendship's not worth it. They still value you a lot.
But like,
Yeah.
I don't look at it like that though. Like, I look at it like if we're friends for so long, like I would expect like I know something.
Okay, how about this scenario? everyone else kind of knew about it except you, because perhaps there's a special bond between you guys that they wanted to tell you in a different way.
But after 18 years?
No, not 18 years. Because they didn't have this stepchild 18 years. Let's just say it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But still, I still think, look, whether it was an accident, sorry, no, sorry. I don't want to say accident because that's the daughter from,
yeah.
Okay, but let's just say whatever the circumstances are, I still think if you value me enough to be, a groomsman,
Right.
and we've been friends for 18 years, I think at some point I would almost have to question, does he really value me as a friend enough where he would have told me that?
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm coming across. Like, do you value your friendship?
You see, I'm trying to make excuses for my friend because I believe they're a good person.
Right.
So I'm thinking of scenarios maybe we joked about where you would never date someone who has kids.
Okay.
And that was like something we kind of like made fun of.
Yeah.
Look at this idiot. He's dating
That's true.
dating a woman with children and stuff
Yeah.
like that. You don't want to raise other men's children. We've always kind of kept that joke going on, and we always kind of said we would never do that.
Yeah.
But you fell in love with someone who had a child. And now it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you coming to tell me about it, I perhaps might think of you differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life happens.
True.
Life does happen. That's how I'm looking at it, because I would still think this is my friend, my good friend, my best friend. And maybe it's a situation of that.
True.
I think I lean towards Jay too. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, I don't think people have to tell me everything. So, maybe they were ashamed. Maybe there's so many different things that it could be. So I wouldn't take it offensively. I would just take it as it is. It does. I think it would suck that they didn't come to me and tell me, and I heard it from somebody else. So that would suck because that makes sense that it would come from them. But the fact that they wouldn't have told me up to the day doesn't bother me, because I think maybe I'm also making excuses, say, that's a good friendship and things like that. So it's not necessarily my business. It's going to be their stepdaughter at the end of the day. So I kind of with Jay on this one, Jace.
Okay. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But okay, so to progress the question, would you, let's say wedding finishes and whatnot, and let's say days or weeks pass, are you going to have a conversation with that friend and say, hey, I found out that you have a stepdaughter? Or are you just going to kind of...
I'll let them tell me. I'll let them tell me when they're ready. There's a reason they didn't tell me. So I rather them figure out what they have to do to tell me about it.
Right.
And if they don't tell me about it, they don't tell me about it.
But how do you... Okay, so you go over to their house, you go for like a Christmas dinner, birthdays. You're not going to bring up the question,
I would not bring it up.
Whose child is this running around?
I don't know, this auntie. I would bring it up. I honestly will bring it up.
Or really?
Yeah, I will bring it up. It's not my place to ask.
I don't know. I just look at it as, look, if you value me enough to have me as a groomsman, listen, it's hard to maintain friendships in today's world.
Right.
Right? People just fall off the face of the earth and just disconnect
I'm not saying
you
I
for
wouldn't
no
be friends.
reason. But I think at the same time, though, if we've done all this work leading up to, maintaining the friendship that we've had for 18 years, and we are, going really great, and then I notice something and you don't tell me, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I'll sit back and wait for you to see if you'll talk about it, and you never address it. A year passes, the child's now turning however old. At some point, I kind of have to be like, hey, did you just think I'm not going to notice? I don't know.
I see your point, but it's like, okay, if you have like something in your teeth, I'll tell you.
Right.
But a child is different. Maybe the wife doesn't. I don't know what the circumstances is, but there's a reason you're not telling me. There's a reason.
Okay.
Like when you had a stepchild, you would think to tell your friends, at least within the top 5 people you want to tell.
True.
That you have a stepchild.
That's fair, yeah.
And if you purposely know you're withholding the information from me, so there's a purposeful reason that you're not telling me. So whenever you're ready to tell me, and then I'll laugh. I'll be like, yeah, I knew, man. I just wanted to know what the hell was going on. Maybe it's really personal. Maybe the wife doesn't know me well and doesn't want to tell that information until they get to know me better.
But damn, friends for 18 years?
18, 8, 5. What does it matter?
I don't know.
I'm your friend, not the babysitter.
True. But I think at the same time, though, or flip side, because I don't know, some people think like this. What if your friend is just trying to test you to see if you would bring it up? I don't know. Like, people do things like that. They'll purposely do something, or they'll purposely say something.
I guess I failed the test.
Test you
I guess I failed the test. Whatever.
Like, I don't know, because, like, okay, you go over to their house, you're doing this, you see the kid there, you know that's his stepchild. Yeah. But like, does he expect you not to just? Oh, you see the kid running, look the other way. When you walk into the house, oh hi, Joe.
I'll say hi, whatever.
Jamie, hi, unknown child. Like, I don't know. Like, what are you supposed to do?
I would hope they would bring it up and tell me, but I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna be the one to ask what's going on.
I don't know. I think at that point I would just almost have to question the level, the friendship level that we have, because now I might question, say, well, what if I divulge too much information and he's holding back on stuff like the stepchild? So now I got a question, say, oh, you know what? Hey, maybe I should tone back what I tell him, because
perhaps.
And then again, it's almost like psychological games. Now it's like I'm questioning. It's like, okay, I'm his groomsman, but why didn't he tell me this? Did I do something wrong? Because you don't find out you're a groomsman like the day of the wedding. You find months in advance.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, did I do something within them for him not to tell me?
Would you go and ask fellow groomsmen if they know about it? Hey, did you know JR has a stepchild? Right there.
That's a good question, because
apparently you all somehow know each other.
Yeah, a part of me.
Maybe all of you are good friends too.
That's true. So let's say we're all like high school friends, right? So we've all known each other for 18 years. A part of me wants to ask,
right?
But then the other part of me doesn't want to be like that gossip kind of person, right?
Okay. How about you, Cash? Would you ask fellow bridesmaids if they knew about it?
No.
Keep it to yourself?
Yeah, I'll keep it to myself. I won't ask.
What if you all are really good friends?
No.
Y'all went to vacation every year?
No. Maybe if we're like sitting down having dinner, something is still on my mind, then maybe I'll probably go to one person and just ask. But I think like asking everyone, no, I don't think I'll do that.
You almost have to be discreet about it, though.
Yeah.
When you're like, let's say, okay, you guys are all like in a room getting ready. You're not going to just put the question out and be like, hey girls, or hey guys, you guys, maybe you do it on a one-on-one. Maybe you're closer if there's, let's say, 4 bridesmaids or 4 groomsmen, including yourself, 5. Maybe you're the closest with another one, right? So maybe you
could
pull them to the side. I don't even think it's appropriate to ask them that day of, though.
I would actually ask. I would ask my fellow groomsmen.
Really?
Like, what's going on? But I would not approach the groom to say, yo, what's going on? Is that your thing? I would let them come to me because I specifically think there's a reason you have withheld it. But I would ask my groomsmen.
Okay.
Like, did you know he has that? Did you know?
Okay. So now even and that's valid, because the bride and groom, they're probably dealing with 101 different things their wedding day. So that's out of the question. But to progress the question even further, what if all the other bridesmaids and groomsmen know about the child and you don't, and you just found out
Damn.
from them.
Like I said, I wouldn't have a problem. I would not have
my
a problem.
God. I don't buy that. I don't buy
know.
that.
That's what I'm saying. There's a specific reason you haven't told me. Maybe I'm that guy who said we laugh at men who date women with kids.
No, I don't buy that.
Because I think it has to be a situation like that.
No.
It has to be. It has to be one of those situations where telling me would either I would see you less in a light or I would make fun of you or something like that.
True.
Because I strongly believe a certain way. There's a reason you didn't tell me. Doesn't mean we can't be friends.
I think at that point, if everyone else knows and I don't, I think I would have to question the friendship.
Really?
I think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's like, if you value all of our friendships,
Yeah.
right? There's 4 other groomsmen, so I'm 5. That I make 5. You valued telling the other 4 and excluded me, right?
Yeah.
I think at some point I would look at it as like, maybe he looks at me lower than the
Perhaps.
others. And even if I were to make fun of you, it would be in like a joking light,
Right.
which is why we've been friends. That's why I said to
Right.
maintain a friendship for 18 years.
Right.
It's not like we just became friends like a couple years ago.
Maybe I was just a spot filler. The girls had 5 on their side. They had 4, and they were like,
There you
I
go.
can tell you whatever it is.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean
I known it for a while. Yeah, come on. Yeah,
It
you're
doesn't
available.
necessarily mean I'm gonna break our friendship because of that.
Ah,
There's so many
Yeah.
anomalies. I don't think it's. It wouldn't impact. At the end of the day, it wouldn't impact my friendship. Whatever
Yeah.
friendship we have, if we're best friends or we're like buddy together.
Yeah.
It wouldn't impact, man.
Nah, I think I got to question the
Yeah.
friendship at that point.
Uncle Sammy, what's your final thoughts on this, man?
My final thoughts are I am sort of in the same thinking as Jace. So for me, there has to be a reason. I don't want to bring it up because I think they should bring it up. So I know what JR's saying. It'll be awkward. Like if I'm seeing the kid like for how many ever time they don't say anything, then it could be like, whoa, like no one's mentioning anything. But it's not on me to bring it up. I think it's on them to mention it. So there has to be, like Jace is saying, there might be a reason why they're not comfortable telling me. So if I don't want to ruin the friendship, then I'm not gonna say anything. But it could ruin the friendship, I think, as well. Like if someone thinks like how JR takes it, it's like everybody knows and you don't tell me, you don't have that relationship with me that you can trust me. So it's an interesting viewer question. So I thank the viewer for sending that in because it brought some thought-provoking opinions. So hopefully we get some more viewer questions in the comments so we can, have more of this type of discussions as well.
Yeah, man. Put your comments, put your questions, put any topics you want us to ask. We love that. We're always looking for ideas from outsiders. Our brains are amazing, but it ain't that amazing.
That was a good one. I like that. Healthy kind of debate there. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So we got to get into some serious stuff now.
Okay.
All right. Oh boy. All right. So to kind of give a little recap of
We're going to go into serious stuff.
we got to address it.
Okay.
It seems like we've been addressing these type of things for several weeks now, but here we go again. The Dream, who is a music producer, he's a writer, he's recorded, wrote some very big hits for very popular artists, produced music, has his own music as well. We're all familiar with The Dream, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Akeem the Dream Elijah.
there you
There's only one dream,
That's
but this
true.
guy somehow. Okay, let's go. I know who he is. Yeah.
All right, cool. So he's been hit with a lawsuit for, sexual assault.
Drugs,
Yeah.
kidnapping,
Ugh.
public abuse, things like that.
It's been, there was a long sheet of what he was being accused of. And again, these are only accusations. These have not been proven in the court of law.
And there was also past behavior that was also mentioned too, of his ex.
Mm.
Do you know Christina Milian?
Yes.
They used to go out together. Christina Milian has a
Mm.
child with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I know they're together. I didn't know they had a child.
Yeah.
But wow.
That's why I didn't like him. I had a crush with her
Oh,
in high school. Learning that they had a child
Yeah.
broke my heart.
Ooh.
So he's been on my list.
I can still hear the bitterness.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's unfortunate to say here we go again. And we're getting off, well, we're still not off of the Diddy thing, but it's been quiet for him. But here comes another lawsuit.
Yeah.
Here comes another set of allegations. I don't know if you guys heard this recently also came out. Kanye is also facing sexual assault allegations from his former either publicist or someone within his team that worked for him for a number of years. It's like I don't know. I don't know what side
is
of
it
the
like
fence
another We movement, Me Too movement?
It
happening again?
I don't know. It's tough to say because these are all accusations,
so with,
alleged events.
With the Diddy thing now, there's been a couple of media outsources and things like that who are now listening to the victim first,
right?
Before like no one spoke against Diddy,
yeah,
the entire thing. And as soon as that video came out, everyone's like, I should listen to the victim a bit more. After Cassie came out with her statement, everyone's like, we should have supported you earlier. Does this help? Because remember, on our pod that we talked about Diddy, I was like, the floodgates are open.
Yeah,
you should come after this man or whoever now who did this shit to you. And maybe it just is what's happening. They're not taking this crap anymore because of power.
Right. No, definitely. And you brought up a valid point there, how people, said, Cassie, it was a money grab. It was this, it was that. And then when the video comes, it's like, oh, she was right.
Right.
So it's, on the flip side of that is we've also heard of, someone coming forward with some sort of allegations and it was a money grab and it was false.
Right.
You know what I mean? But again, to clear this is a lawsuit the Dream is facing. He is not in court facing charges or having to defend himself against charges or anything like that. So we kind of are walking on a fine line when we're talking about lawsuit.
It did happen a long time ago. I don't know if that plays into it. Because the evidence, where are you going to find the evidence for that long ago?
That's true.
It was when she was an intern or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was in his heyday making hits for like Fabulous and all these things. But I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Why isn't there criminal charges coming?
Right. And I guess that brings up a question for everyone is why is it when we hear, allegations like this being brought forward, why is there a lawsuit first instead of filing criminal charges and having police investigate first?
It's a good question. I really don't know. Uncle Sammy, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, my thoughts are, I understand what JR is saying and why he's asking the question, because technically if you really are doing it for justice, or you went through trauma and you're afraid to talk, the first thing that you would want to do is get justice, make him the perpetrator, like be held accountable for their actions. So it's a valid point that he makes. And why is there a lawsuit first? Because technically you'd prefer to see criminal charges first, then a lawsuit, right? Because if you're doing a lawsuit first, then opens the door for, like we were talking about before, some people may say money grab, so some people start to question, is this all for money? Is this why they're coming forth now? But if you were to do it for, I want justice and I want this person to be held responsible for what they've done, then it comes from a different point of view. So once you file a lawsuit, now you're trying to get, money for what you've gone through or what they've put you through. So that makes sense to me. So I don't know how long ago these accusations are. So maybe, they're not able to file charges because the length of time that they were able to has passed. So maybe that's the reason. But if it hasn't, that's a valid question.
Yeah.
You're gonna say something? No.
No, I agree with Sammy. Exactly what it is.
All right. Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
So, very popular not TikTok. What kind of Netflix show? Dancing with the Devil, the TikTok kind of thingy going on there. That docuseries.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys watch it, but I recommend you do. It's about these kids who kind of build a lot of momentum, gained a lot of fame through TikTok videos. Mostly women
Yeah.
in LA, educated kids. I would say educated. They somehow got caught up in this church. The leader of this church, I forgot his name. I think Robert Sheen or something like that. Shin. Decided to manage all of them under his management company called 7M. He was giving them guidance, giving them mentorship, giving them a place to where they all came from good families, most of them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of strange that how they got caught up. He was able to distance all of them from their family, not connecting with their family, things like that. And we heard a lot of, he's been doing this for years and years through his church. A lot of people who were in his church, and even some of these kids, he sexually assaulted a lot of them. Started out as massages. I'm the man of God. To be with me, we get closer to God. It was brainwashing. One lady who was there for 23 years says she was raped every day.
Wow.
Stuck in a room.
Wow.
Being promised to be with him, to be closer to God. So that's where, and when they finally got out, there's still a lot of them with him today who still believe him. And still there's allegations that he'll go to court in 2025 to face a lot of these things. But this particular woman got out after 23 years, wanted to file a lawsuit. And Uncle Sammy, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you watch this, but the police told her you need more women to come over, to come and tell that this happened to them as well, because there's not enough evidence of you being, should buzz that out, but of you being sexually assaulted, of you being controlled, brainwashed, or whatever like this. So that was kind of the situation, that it was just sitting there for years until other kids started seeing this and started coming out and saying it was true. And it still took a while. They went back to police. Look, we got 2, we got 3, and they didn't do anything.
Wow.
And they didn't do anything until she finally served papers with a lawyer and her friends herself to this guy.
Wow.
So it's like, maybe that's the only answer. People don't believe the victims anymore, and that's your way about going about it. I don't know, Uncle Sam, if I messed up any details or anything like that, but I think that was kind of the gist of it, right?
Just the gist of it. But you make a good point. So maybe that is the way to get eyes on it to pursue criminal charges. Maybe they've taken the path to pursue criminal charges and there's not enough evidence. So filing the lawsuit might get people who might have gone through the same situations and may have evidence to come forward. So now you got me thinking, because I did watch it as well, and it doesn't seem like it's about the money for her, that victim who was abused allegedly for 23 years. It doesn't seem like it's about the money. She's going through it right now. So but it looks like she wants justice, but the only way is to bring more eyes to the situation so it's not forgotten. So I think that's why they probably had the docuseries. Again, nothing's been proven, so it's all alleged, but people who have left the church are saying these things, and it's kind of mind-boggling that there's people still in it that are,
today, like present day, right?
Yeah.
Present day,
like right now.
TikTok, millions of followers, and just completely ignoring it.
Yeah. They may be in denial, or they just literally, and that's the thing that's really, so religion is a good and it's a bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some people use it for evil, and
Yeah.
this is all alleged. But this, again, for the people who do those cult-like things, they're using it for evil. They're making people fall in love with God, finding religion, which is great, if it's going to make you a better person. But they're so in love with the religion that they're doing stuff for a person. That's what he keeps allegedly saying. If you want to get closer to God, you have to be with me.
Hmm.
So that doesn't seem logical, but there's some people who follow it because they're so in love with their religion. They're thinking, well, if I do get with this guy, let him do all these things, then I will get closer to God. That's my end goal. But really and truly, you're not, because why would a human being be able to have that power?
Yeah.
So
It's really weird too,
it's
because like these like you would expect immigrants like to be influenced by someone because they don't really have any family, they don't really have a place of belonging, but these are kids, teenagers, 20-year-olds who are very popular. They've been on Ellen show.
Yeah.
You guys got to watch this doc.
Yes.
Very popular TikTokers who you think are mentally like there. They had education, they grew up in the States. They wouldn't be able to be brainwashed this way. They have supporting families, but somehow, not to say, but they're dumb. Like they just get caught up in this world and forget about their families, but somehow believe in this one person.
Yeah.
And
you know
they've
what's
already had
crazy?
millions of followers before this guy actually got to them.
Yeah.
Do you know what else? The other thing was that he actually tells them, because obviously the family starts fighting against him, and the person in the cult, if we want to call it a cult, right? So the family brings unwanted attention. So he actually tells them to meet with their family and pretend that everything is good. So he has them like go over to family members' house on Christmas and things like that on holidays. They're not really like caring about their family because they're already brainwashed, but they will play the the role of everything is good just so the family just doesn't bother them.
Yeah, and they're not this one specific girl, her family cannot ask her about the church or this guy, or I will no longer come over for Christmas to be with you guys. And he's told them, allegedly, like all this is allegedly, go on live, record everything you're there, and post it to show that you're a happy family. It's very strange. Before that, he would say just cut ties off completely. And he was getting in the news like, I can't see my parents were coming to his church like that, trying to get through, trying to figure out where their kids are. And then he just changed the script like Uncle Sammy said, okay, start opening to your parents, but put a wall.
Wow.
It is strange.
So a few things I took from that. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
However, what this kind of reminds me of is similar to Jonestown, which took place many years ago in Guyana. We've heard of like similar cult-like, settings that centered around some sort of religion, some sort of sucking people into some sort of belief, whether it's God, whether it's some other higher power, maybe it's a power below, we don't know, but something is drawing these people in. Now, to me, what this looks like is he has unfortunately mastered the art of manipulation.
Oh yeah.
Where he's manipulating these, what we say, teenagers, young adults.
Yeah.
Brand ambassadors. You would recognize them if you saw. They're like, remember Twitch?
Yeah.
Guys like that.
Yeah. Wow.
Dancing in front of TikTok, doing that kind of crunk kind of thing. Very popular, have millions and millions of TikTok. He manages a lot of them.
And just to get this correct, so the reason why they are in contact with him is because he has a management company.
They started out with them coming over.
Right.
So he had like one who was this guy, and then he eventually started liking this girl who was also a very popular TikToker. He was very popular. Brought him in.
Yeah.
Then they kind of said, okay, this is the place for us, blah, blah, blah. and
Wow.
just kind of recruiting folks.
Yeah.
Recruiting folks. Gave them structure, said I would manage you, take most of their money.
Yeah.
One guy goes and breaks it down, says pretty much you got to pay church fees. You got to pay this. You got to do this. You got to give him his 20%. Plus, break it down in 3. He created these businesses and with all the money, and they would work for him too, basically paying them barely anything back. It's really strange. That's why I know compared to Georgetown, it is the same concept, but I never knew this day and age, kids that are exposed to social media, very smart kids,
Yeah.
just fall into this craziness.
I don't know.
But yeah, it has to do with religion. It has to do with the place of belonging. And then he has mastered the art of manipulation to a T.
And so he's got them sucked in to belief whatever he's spewing, and then he was sexually assaulting.
You could say that. He was actually doing that to at least, I think the documentary showed like two or 3.
Wow.
We don't know because the one that they specifically focused on was Miranda.
Yeah.
And their family still has limited contact with her, and they don't know if that's the case, but still a lot of people's with him.
Wow.
It's still ongoing. It is active.
And he was exploiting them for their money. Like
he created a management company called 7M. He managed all their bookings, managed all this, tell them where to go visit, film, give them ideas for their videos and things like that. Take most of their money, left them with whatever, gave them a place to stay. It was weird. Then when he felt tired, he needed a massage.
Wow.
You have to be sick in your
it's
head.
Weird.
Yeah.
Sick.
Weird. LA.
Should be doing that.
LA. Like you expect that in a foreign country. You expect that like in somewhere in the middle of America. You know what I mean? It's just really strange.
Yeah.
You would not expect it.
I think there's a few things here. It's the blessing and a curse, or the blessing and the curse of social media. However, he was selling whatever he was selling to them, and not selling a product, but selling them a dream or whatever it was. He was possibly using, hey, you are here, but if you believe in this and you do this, I could get you up here. I could propel you. My management company does this, and this. And again, social media, almost like the drug, that 10 million followers that you have, you want to turn into 20 million.
Perhaps,
so if someone is selling you that and saying, I could help you and give you all these different sort of things to believe in, I think for some people, they'll fall for it. Right. And that's the sad part, because again, we always want to get that next high. We always want to move and continue to climb higher. So for him, he's kind of picking the weaknesses of certain individuals in that TikTok limelight, right? Which again is very unfortunate, and it's sad that he's a grown adult who's picking on, the younger and up and coming generation. Yeah. It's like you're sick in your brain for doing that. But before, the part that is bothering me, you mentioned, was the police. One of the individuals went to the police and said, if you get more witnesses and you get additional testimony from other victims, that will help your case. And
so at the time when she did report it, they did nothing. That was essentially my experience was not enough.
Yeah.
This needs to happen to more people. Could you imagine you, a woman in that position, saying, this guy did this to me. I'm coming to the police who's supposed to protect me.
Yep.
Telling me what I went through is not enough. We need more of you.
Yeah.
In order to actually do something.
And that is a challenging and sad part in today's world. We've seen it with Harvey Weinstein. It took the whole Me Too movement.
And this is last year. This is not 1980, 1990. This is last year. Yeah. Me Too was already passed.
There you go.
All these Harvey Weinsteins already passed. It's today. And this is what the police is doing today.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
But again, I don't want to say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but there are certain things that I do tend to have to listen to, and may not agree or disagree with it, but it does open the idea of possibilities. Jeffrey Epstein, right? Another one of those individuals. For years, we knew what was going on his island. Celebrities were going there. Individuals were, women who were unfortunately sexually abused. They were coming out. But because he's this rich billionaire and he's got billionaire friends, always turned a blind eye.
Power and influence.
Right?
Yeah.
He somehow just committed suicide in jail, even though he's on suicide watch. Like, there's all these different things that are going on. And again, it's almost like it begs the question, this individual who was in LA, maybe he was almost powerful enough to where maybe the police turned a blind eye and say, he's working in, not to say he's working in cahoots with the police, but it's almost like, that's not true. Those allegations that you're bringing forward,
yeah, it's strange.
You know what I mean?
It's really strange. There has to be like something going on.
I don't know.
But that's what I think, like, we've had this kind of topic or theme through a few pods.
Yeah.
Power corrupts. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I just don't know. Power and influence, it's like, it's widespread.
Yeah.
It's like, you're so powerful that the police station down the road knows you're so powerful.
Exactly.
And don't want to get any repercussions of coming after. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like that. It's just very strange.
100% true. And, we see it all the time, right? We see it all the time. Powerful individuals get away with so much.
Yeah.
Because they're respected, they're revered, they're this, they're that, and it will take a lot to take them down, right? But the sad part is when she was a victim that came out, now fast forward, you have 10 other victims, like for the police station, the police chief, everyone that was involved in turning down those allegations, or kind of turning a blind eye. How do you feel now that there's now 10 victims that came out?
Yeah, it's weird.
And he's still running his practice.
Doing whatever he needs to do, active. Even the reporter that said, if we look at history and what's going on, he would probably not see a day in court.
Yeah.
Just because of the runnings of how things are.
Yeah.
Delays, more victim. They have, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, it's not enough. We'll throw this one out. We need another one here. So it's like, whatever.
That's the sad world that we live in, but it just shows you what the power has and how it corrupts people. And I'm pretty sure he did what he did to one female once. He got away with it, so I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again and again and again and again. And again, it just shows you how sick people are in the brain, to where you do something once, it's not good enough, and you'll just do it to where I don't even want to know what's going through his brain, but we've heard and seen stories of like this play out, where he doesn't look at these, young women as people that are under his management. He looks at them as a piece of meat. He looks at them as an object, which is why he's doing this. And he will, again, I hope to God he's not still doing this, but it also begs the question, if he's still a free man and has his practice in doing what he's doing, who's to say he's not doing all the wrong things right now to other women?
Yeah.
And just manipulating them.
And that's why I think these families, the only real way they were able to show this to the world and get some eyes on this is to go to a place like Netflix, or go to a company that will actually bring it to something like Netflix. Because what's happening now, if we didn't see that documentary, we would have no clue what was happening.
What's going on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No clue.
Well, prayers to the victims that have been involved. And you, sir, you're a sick man and you deserve to be behind bars.
Deserve to be. All right. Want to take a quick 5?
Yeah, let's do that.
Get back to some topics.
All right.
We are back with the pod. Oh, and just to rub it in, Cash told me just before on break,
Uh-huh.
Celtics destroyed Mavs. Just a reminder.
The Boston Celtics destroyed the what? The Dallas what?
Mavericks.
Yeah.
Shoots. Mavericks. But good on Jason Kidd actually calling out who's the best player on the Boston Celtics. That is Mr. J. What was his name? J, right? Mr. J.
Just J.
Mr. J.
Mr. J.
Yeah.
Let's keep it that. Jalen Brown.
Jail Brown. Oh God, I'm gonna get rid for that one. All right, so what we got next, man?
All right. So got an interesting question for you all here. And I think
this one is specifically carved out, creamed,
okay.
lotioned up.
Ooh, pause.
It's the icing on the cake, as they say.
For Uncle Sammy. I think this one's a good one.
All right. Well, we're going to put the spotlight on Mr. Sammy for this one here. I'm playing. But question for everyone. Let's talk about flirting at work. Okay? When being too friendly crosses the line. First off, when do you realize that line has been crossed and it's no longer being deemed friendly and it's actually now flirting? I don't know. Well, I do know, but I'm
You
just
do know.
thinking.
Okay. Have you guys had any experiences of as an onlooker? Like, there's those girls, those guys, what we see, he's getting up and he's talking over the cubby like this. What you doing, girl? What you brought for lunch?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
You know those types?
Yeah, okay.
You see them before how they move. Uncle Sammy, what do you think, man? What?
Well,
Go ahead, sorry.
I would hope that it's a little bit smoother than, hey, what you doing, girl? Like,
I don't know, man. That's what I'm asking you.
That's going to get you right out the door. You got a meeting with HR.
What were you gonna ask? I'll let you ask the question first.
All right, so I'm not familiar with this, but I know there's we've witnessed it. Have you ever witnessed something that seemed to be very friendly in the office, but like you actually think it's flirty? Like everyone says, oh, they're probably dating behind the scenes. You know that when they're so friendly, you actually think they have a relationship outside of work.
Oh, yeah.
Is there gossip like that going around? And like,
oh, yeah. 100%.
is it because the friendliness has crossed over to flirtiness?
Yeah, 100%.
I would say that it happens. Like 100% happens, obviously, and sometimes you don't know it's happening, and then you find out after that they're together. So I think talking about the flirting, I'm sure the flirting's happening, but sometimes you don't we won't be seeing it. And then you only find out that there's something after the fact. Because I know there's a lot of couples who became couples through being at work, So the flirting may happen and it might not be so in front of your eyes, but you may still have heard the rumors like, oh, I think they're together or whatever. But you're just saying that because you see them together all the time. You don't see them personally flirting in front of their coworkers, but obviously there has to be flirting going on for them to become a couple later. But you see, my experience from the corporate world is, even at the places I've worked, they are a lot of couples that end up couples from being at work.
I'm one of them.
You're
I'm one of them.
Oh my God. So it started out as flirty?
No, it's actually the opposite. Like, no one really knew that we were dating until they actually saw when I leave work.
And you came home with the belly.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, until I leave work, and then the certain individual would come and will walk out to go get the bus.
Oh, so it wasn't done in the office itself.
Actually, we used to go for lunch and just
Okay.
act as if nothing happened. But people just ended up knowing that we were dating.
Why? Because you were always together?
No, we weren't even always
you said you
together.
were going at lunch, right? Going lunch
Yeah,
together. You
yeah.
weren't going out with any other person at lunch, just this specific person?
No, I was going out with like my girls and stuff like
So
that.
what gave it away? What do you think?
We went on vacation, and I posted on the gram, and I had a few coworkers on there.
So,
Well, first of all, I had his hand. So we went to this coffee shop, and I had his hand. Just take a picture with his hand. And one of my coworkers like, "You're dating a white guy?" And I'm like, "Oh my god! If he knew that I'm dating the guy that's sitting right next to me."
okay.
And turns out, we went for dinner and things like that. And then just like the guy, I was like, "Yeah, let's just let it be."
So he didn't flirt with you at all at work?
No, it just natural, man. It was natural.
Go ahead.
It started off with a stare down, like, when you see someone look so attractive and you're just staring all the
Damn.
time. That's how it started.
Damn, I don't have those. Like, I don't know what that means, but sure. Damn.
I guess we're not lucky
Stare
enough.
down. I know
a
you are
stare.
lucky, Mr. 50-50.
It's like a stare.
So you're staring at him?
He was staring at me.
What? This guy used the Gregory Abbott stare across the dance floor.
Well, first we had to introduce ourselves in training, where we're from.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, I'm from the Caribbean." I'm like, "Yes, Caribbean." I find somebody that's in the batch that's from the Caribbean. I'm like, "Yes, this is perfect."
Damn.
"Hey, you're from the Caribbean. Where are you from?"
Damn.
"Trinidad." And
Oh
yeah,
my
that
God.
conversation just sparked things.
So you guys ended up going on dates, being together. Has anyone actually flirted with you? So it sounds like this was kind of like you guys kept your distance in the office, but after office, you guys would be together. Has anyone actually flirted with you at work?
Yes, one of my other coworkers.
Was it flirty or being very friendly with you?
He said to me that if I didn't give him pushback, he would have tried a thing on me.
He would have tried ting on you.
Like, try to date me.
Oh, ting, because ting could be anything.
Wait.
What ting?
He's like,
Lash it out?
He's like-
Jeez.
he's like, "Sure, fine. Linda's fine. I'll do whatever." He's like,
Oh, okay.
He's like, "Yeah, I'll try a thing on her." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You're not my type." He's like, "What's your type?" I'm like, "You're just not my type. Like, I don't
Okay.
date people that I work with. Especially I'm seeing your lifestyle and what you do. Like, you watch every girl that come into the office. Like, you're always staring for the new ones that started. Like,
Okay.
yeah, he was like that type. So I was like, "Yeah, you're not my type. If you're really interested in me, then you would look at me. But like, you're interested in every girl that started when we're hiring."
Okay, so that's where I question you. Was he really friendly to everyone?
Yeah, he would go
But
around.
he wasn't. Do you think he was flirting with everyone, or was he friendly?
I don't know. I feel like he's all over the place.
I see you smiling and thinking about it. Must be some feelings there, but
Well, I think this is where we have to establish first what is being too friendly and what is flirting, right? Like, because I'm getting a lot of, well, I don't know if he's this, I don't know if he's that.
Maybe
But
that's just his personality. And we cut off Sammy, by the way. Sammy was explaining something about working in the corporate position, like, meeting new people and coming off as friendly as you're saying, JR. Like, I don't know the difference. Like, I can't really tell.
So I think in the corporate world, even if you want to flirt, you kind of put it behind that friendship sort of thing. So it's almost like you throw it out like a friendly comment to see how it's taken. So that's why I think it's, I guess, I'm from, correct me if I'm wrong, Cash, but I think that's what she's kind of get at, where she's like, I don't know, because the person could have been putting it in a friendly way to see who bites on it and who doesn't. So then they kind of know. Like, they might have been flirting, but putting it, because I've had people and give me compliments, and it could just be friendly. But then you're like, I don't know. Is it friendly or is it flirting?
what kind of
'Cause
compliments?
I don't want.
You look nice.
it's usually about like you look a lot younger. Like
Yeah.
it's like how
Oh, okay.
usually it's age.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
when they I'm not gonna put my age out there, but and I'm not gonna say whatever. But they usually tell me I'm a lot younger than I really am,
Mm.
and
It's not
I'm
like
like,
you
oh,
look good in
okay.
those pants.
Pardon?
They didn't say you look good in those pants or anything
Oh
like that. It's
no,
mostly
that
about
would be see. That's one that would be like
That would be
very
like-
flirty. Like
Yeah.
you
So
can't
that's
miss
flirting, okay.
that.
Hold on.
You don't-
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to
What
get to.
if someone were to say, "Hey, Sammy, those pants look really good on you"?
The way you said it, that's not flirting.
The way he said it, he put it in a
Who?
friendly way.
What?
Do you know what I mean?
Which
That's what I
gender?
mean by
You
like,
put it in like a
they-
factual way, the way you said it. Hey, Sammy, your hair looks very nice today. You
But the way I
bring
react
some
to that,
sweetness into it.
Oh, okay.
Bring some sweetness
Oh,
into it.
well-
Let's hear it. How would you turn that
Mhm.
into a flirt? Think of a girl. Don't say Uncle Sammy.
Okay. No. Okay. I was just relating it to what you guys were just talking about, right, with the pants. But okay, for example, let's establish this. So,
You're
if-
talking to a girl.
talking to a girl. If I were to say
Friendly.
friendly,
Let's do friendly. But you want to compliment her.
okay. Hey, I really like that color top on you.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I think that's friendly.
Is that friendly?
It
it's
depends on
friendly,
how
but
you
it could
say it.
be it could be a flirt.
But
You know?
just exactly like how I said it just now. Hey, I really like that color top on you.
Yeah.
All
See,
right.
it
I don't know. It
depends on who
depends.
right?
What do you guys think?
What
It
if she has
depends
big
on your
boobs?
relationship.
That's the thing.
You see, I'm breaking the
Yes.
facts. What if she got
Yes.
big boobs?
Yes.
And that's the focal point of the
Yes.
top.
Yes.
Well,
Yes. Yes. I love
I'm gonna
it.
be staring at the feet saying,
Okay.
I really like that color top really looks good on you.
All right. Let's say
Or-
that's your
or
friendly
you could
version,
say-
right?
That color
Okay.
top really accentuates those boobs.
So now that's your friendly version, right?
Yeah.
I really like that top on you.
Okay.
Hit it down with the Mac Daddy.
Oh shoot. Hey baby girl, that color top looks really good on you. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. I don't know. I try to think some Barry White voice.
I know.
Um.
Once you turn that flirty.
Damn, I don't even know.
I have a question.
You see? So what? That's what I'm trying to say.
I have a question. What
Sure.
if you compliment someone and say, "Okay, you smell really good"?
Why are you sniffing me?
No, but you walk past me in the office
Yeah.
and I said, "Oh, you smell really good." Like I tell a guy,
Mm.
my male coworker,
Right. You smell
you
good.
smell really good.
Here's the thing. I'll give you an insight from a guy's mind.
Okay.
Don't tell him anything. Because anything you tell him friendly, he will take it and flip it like,
Yeah.
damn. Did
So
you
what
hear
about a
that?"
girl? So what about us
Really?
girls?
Okay. He told you his friendly way. Oh,
Yeah.
that top looks good on you.
I'll be wearing that top not that top specifically, but the same color, sometimes a different style.
But see again, context. What was leading up? If we're having a conversation about we're talking about clothes, right? And you're saying, you know what? I had nothing to wear and I just put on this top. And I say, hey, you know what? That top looks really good on you, right? I think that's because there's context. It was a back and
Right.
forth relating to the top.
Okay.
But if I'm going out of my way, you're talking about, I'm dreading this work day. And I say, you know what, that top looks really good on you. I think that's a flirty,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. got
right?
it, got
That's
it.
what I
everything,
said.
everything kind of context is
I
needed,
agree.
right?
Yeah,
I agree.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Same
Yeah.
thing like if, shoes, whatever it may be.
I got a question for y'all.
All
And
right.
I saw this out there. Say it wasn't you asking that. Say it was an uglier male
Okay.
saying, "Hey, that top looks good on you." Is that considered flirty, or is that strictly friendly because of the way he looks? I'm asking this because I feel like flirtiness only works if it's attractive people. And be honest. Be honest.
Oh,
Because it can either be friendly or it can be something you don't want. Like, what? Ew, why is this sicko commenting on my shirt?
True.
But for some reason, good-looking people get a pass to cross that line.
You make a good point in a way, because technically, if I'm not interested in someone and they maybe hit me with one of those lines, I may not take it as a flirt, although they could be flirting.
Right.
But in my mind, I'm not interested. So I will take it as a friendly gesture. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and then if someone else that I am interested in was to say the exact same line, said it the exact same way, I would take it as a flirt. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm interested and I might react to that. And the other one I would be more friendly with and like kind of just brush it off.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it matters. I think it
matters greatly, because I'll go back to your example, Cash.
Mm-hmm.
You said this guy was staring at you.
Yeah.
What if it was an older 50-year-old?
Oh God.
Staring at you the same way this person stared at you.
Right.
Totally different, right?
Yep.
It depends.
What? Okay, if you're into, let's just say 90.
Maybe
because
something's on my
you like
hair or
older guys
something.
too. So
Yeah.
let's just say an 80-year-old
Yeah.
staring at you from far. You would either say ick. You wouldn't consider it flirty. You would say maybe he's joking, or you would report him to HR.
Yeah.
Whereas the good-looking guy gets a pass.
I guess you're right in a sense.
That's the problem.
Yeah. I guess you're right in a sense. But it all depends on your personality and how you know this person. Because you can have like an older person,
80-year-old.
an 80-year-old sitting, next to you and he's just friendly or whatever.
True. But here's the thing. Who deems it to be friendly, or who deems it to be flirty? And the reason why I say this is, if I'm talking to someone and we're having a conversation regarding their top, and I say, hey, that top looks really good on you, and I'm intentionally trying to be friendly, but what if they perceived it as flirty? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, the lines are very blurred, because my intention is to be friendly, but you are perceiving it as flirty. So, like, I don't know. I'm struggling to understand who calls what in that instance.
I think it has to be the other person, the person receiving the compliment, who deems it, because it's up to you if you put it out there. Because if you put it out there and you're trying to be friendly, you know that there's a chance that it could be perceived as flirty. So it's always going to be on the other person to deem it to be whatever, because your intention is not going to be known by the other person. You know what I mean? So I think it has to be them that deems if it's flirty or not. And they could be wrong. That's the flip side.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
could
true.
mean it to be friendly, but then it's almost like your responsibility to kind of understand the relationship you have with that person, how close you are as a friend, how close you are as a colleague. If you can say that in a friendly manner, they'll take it that way. Or is it someone that you're maybe closer with that may take it the opposite way? But you kind of have, it's almost like your responsibility to be like, can I say this? Or you almost like have to filter yourself if you don't want that to be taken the wrong way, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah. So it's really difficult. So I agree with Uncle Sammy on that one. It's really difficult to determine that. But overall question, is it okay to be flirty at work? Is it just part of like human nature?
Sure, why not?
Isn't it just part of like the work relationship? Like, some people actually like going into work
because they got their work husband or their work wife.
Their work wife or work husband. And that's the fun part of the day. Work sucks. So I'm going to enjoy the other side of work. You know what I mean?
As long as you don't cross a line or make someone feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the key. So it's almost like I said, it's your responsibility to know the relationship you guys have. So if like, you know, you can make jokes, then you're both comfortable with certain jokes, then you can make those jokes. But if you're not too sure of someone, I don't think you can be like, hey, do you remind me of someone? That they're like, who? My future wife. Like you can't say those things like with someone like that you don't know. You know what I mean? So you have to
Yeah.
have a certain type of relationship, and it's still risky to do it because even though you know someone, you don't know their like
Your
what they feel
intentions.
like. They could still complain, right?
Yeah,
So you have to be
that's true.
responsible if you're gonna be that way.
Don't you hate the complaint culture, man? Jeez, like
Yes.
you worried about if you're too flirty, too friendly. So basically, you go into work and be a robot. That's
Mm.
that's
Yeah.
what's happening in the world today. I think we're missing that.
Conflict of
but
interest.
but that's what the organization wants. They just want productivity. They don't care about the extracurricular. They just care about
I work better when I feel
Right.
nice.
right. And again, Cash mentioned something very important: conflict of interest.
Right.
Right? What if you are just a regular employee and you're being flirty with the manager, and other employees are seeing that.
Yeah.
Now
that's
all
true.
of a sudden, fast forward 6 months later, you get promoted to supervisor, you get promoted to
Mm.
manager.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Conflict of interest. Like these are real life scenarios that play out every day, right?
That's true.
It's I don't know. It's like the blessing and curse of being an employee of some
Let
organization.
me ask you this though: if you're a manager, you have
Yeah.
some employees. Are you okay with them being? Let's just say the lines are blurred. So are
Okay.
you okay with some of them being extra friendly with you,
And I'm the manager,
and you're the manager?
and like they report to me. Kind
Yeah.
of
So
thing.
you want to create like a good culture for your employees and things like that.
No,
No.
and reason being is, for whatever reason, let's just say, I had to terminate them,
Yeah.
or something happens and the relationship or the friendship goes sour. That could be turned into, I've been flirty with them, and now there's like harassment and all these other different things.
So
that
not
might
you
play
being
in.
flirty. Are you okay with
them
them being
being
flirty with you?
still no.
No.
No, because
Okay.
again, when that script gets flipped and now the higher powers hear of that, now my integrity as a manager is being questioned. Say, well, why did I allow that? And
Yeah.
But does it factor in that you want to have a good culture? Like you want to have your employees be happy to be working for you,
true?
right? And you guys want to be friendly. You just don't know that line, which is always going to be blurred.
True, but at the same time, I think
Like some people actually go to work. Uncle Sammy, I want your comment on this too. Some people actually go to work, even like older folks that go to work. They're
Yeah.
actually their social life is work.
Yeah.
So being
Yeah.
friendly and like that older woman who's the 50-year-old who's
Yeah.
working just there to get retirement, she enjoys seeing a young guy with a tight
True.
ass walk by.
whoa,
And I think in some cases it's okay. Like
yeah,
that's her daily enjoyment. Nothing else will happen, but once in a while you get some comments here and there. I don't know, Uncle Sam, what do you think?
I I do get that sometimes with some of my employees, and I'm the type that wants a good culture. So it's never malicious. So I'll put that out there. Like the employee, they're just saying something like for fun, and maybe they're flirting, maybe they're just saying it as a joke. I will laugh it off, and I won't flirt back or I won't joke back in that moment because I don't want it to escalate, obviously, or maybe be construed the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I think it's harmless for them to joke around with me, and I don't mind it. You know what I mean? It's never gonna get anywhere. They're not gonna ever take it the wrong way. But you're right. It's usually like someone who's a little bit older. Like you know what I mean? Am I gonna complain on them or pull them up on something that's not relevant to me? Like you know what I mean? They're just having a little fun. As long as they don't go over the line, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Then I'm okay with like I don't have like I have a thick skin where that I'm not easily offended, and I don't want to like pull somebody up if they're just having like a joke that doesn't offend me. Doesn't make sense to me. So I don't mind it, and I don't, I just don't joke back to make them get the wrong idea. You know
But
what I mean? I'll laugh it off and
but
stuff
you
like that.
do
Like
but you do walk by with a little bit of extra pep in your step.
No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't wear tighter pants. I don't. It's just it's just work. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think they have to have fun. Like, if they just look at me as their manager and they don't see me as, just like an everyday
Human.
boring
Yeah.
job, they're not gonna put the effort out they do if they feel like they're closer with you they know you on a personal level. You know what I mean? It's just more than work to them. They actually feel like you're. But I see what JR's saying, because if something were to come up and you have to terminate them, is it going to be harder on me? Yes. Do you know what I mean? But it's part of the cost of being in that role, because you have to separate like the personal relationship with your work duties. So you use the friendship and all those jokes to build a culture where but if obviously they're not doing what they're supposed to do, you still have a job to do. So it does make it tougher, because I know what JR is saying. Like, now if like you're letting them make those jokes and they have a close relationship with you, or they feel that they're friends with you, it's gonna feel like, how could this guy do that? Let me go, or whatever, right? So it's a fine line, but you kind of have to have a balance where people have to like coming to work. So if they're gonna make a little comment or a little joke, you know, you kind of let it go. Like, you don't want to be like, no, don't talk to me that way. Only talk to me about work related topics. Like,
Well, that is true, and like that's valid what you mentioned there, Sammy. But I think something that in order for this conversation to progress, I think we still need to determine what is friendly versus what is flirty.
Yeah.
Right. So, for example, if you are having a conversation with someone and asking them how was their weekend, a little small talk.
Yeah.
You're in a meeting with someone. Hey, how's your weekend? Blah, blah, blah. Before you jump right in and,
And hump them.
Oh,
right.
Right. That's fine. That's being friendly.
Yeah.
That's fair. But what would be deemed flirty in that instance? Would it be asking too many personal questions? Maybe
Not necessarily. It's more sexual innuendos. Innuendos. Did I say it right?
yeah,
that's new to me.
I think
I
you
don't know.
It's like, how's your day? Whatever. You can ask, oh, that shirt looks nice. I like those new shoes. You smell good. But it's more like, you probably get hit on a lot, Cash. Like, give me a good example at work. It's not the hi, how are you doing? How was your weekend?
You have a nice body.
There you go. That's like direct. You have a nice body.
But what if it's coming that's the thing. If it's coming from a female, I won't feel any type of
These
Linda.
days you
Double
can't.
standard.
Linda,
Listen to the double
you have
standard.
a nice body. Okay, thank you.
So if a female tells you that, you don't think anything of it, even though they might be they might be trying to hit on you.
But
though.
even if a guy says something, it all depends on how he say it too.
But to determine you have a nice body, a guy has to look at you, picture you naked, and then say, damn, that's a nice body.
That's true.
Do you agree with me?
To an extent, but again, context. What was leading up to that comment though? What if we're talking about a gym conversation? Say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm now bench pressing 150, and then you go into your highlight at the gym and say, yeah, you know what? I could see the results are.
You have a nice body.
Okay, never mind. But again, it's like if I'm just coming up, if you just walk by and I'm like, damn, you got a nice body, that's flirting.
No, it wasn't like that. We were just talking about dating and the type of people that will date.
Dating.
And I ask him, I'm like, oh, something. I ask him, oh, what's your type? What do you look into? Look for in a
then
girl.
he flipped it on you.
And he's like,
You're my
oh,
type.
like a body type
Smooth.
like you.
Oh. Well, you
Smooth.
gave him the opening.
Yeah.
In that sense,
You gave
did,
me
though.
alley-oop
But we
right
were
there.
just,
Like,
but we were casually just talking though, because he's
Yeah,
saying,
but-
oh yeah, I was dating this girl and she just ghost me and things like that. It just didn't
Okay.
work out. I'm like, oh, don't worry, like you can date somebody else.
Do you
like,
think it's okay to flirt though at work?
no? I
You
don't
don't
know.
you don't actually like it? Like, not that you like it for it to happen, but is it something like at work that it's okay? Like, it's a social thing. You kind of enjoy it. It's okay to admit it.
Personally, no.
So you just want to go to work and say, I'll have that spreadsheet over to you at 3 p.m. today.
No, you can have conversation with people, but it's not like flirtatious, and as in how, like what are the
You have a nice
contents
body.
that you are using
You
to
have a
the
nice
person. No, you can have a nice communication with someone and a nice relationship with them. Yes, as you mentioned, flirtatious, but not flirtatious in a sense where you're putting out, oh, you have a nice body. Like,
Okay.
Okay, so is the way the person said you have a nice body was flirtatious, correct?
I don't know. It all depends.
Well, when you gave us the backstory and he's talking about
Well, I
who's
guess
his type and
I
he
guess
just
yes.
dropped that in, of course he's
I
flirting.
guess yes.
Yes, okay.
He's flirting.
So if he were to tone it down and make it a friendly comment, how would that translate? Like, how would that comment come across? So if he were to say, you know, hey, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of how we got the flirty side of that comment, but what's the friendly side of that comment?
I like what you're wearing. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh God, that's
Right,
so
but I'm
weird.
still trying to.
Because the body for me is the thing. The specific thing where it says, I like your body.
True.
It's like you're saying, I like your boob.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's how I see
true.
it. I like your ass. But not saying it, but saying it.
What about if I like your hair?
That's like one part of your body, though. That individual commented on the complete package.
Coca-Cola bottle shape.
Yeah.
Mind you, we were having a conversation, but that's what he ended up saying.
Did you tell him he liked his body too?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm just trying to look at both ways, right? If someone were to say something friendly, what's the opposite of that same comment being flirty, and vice versa, right? Because they're very fine lines. And like one word could change that
Right.
sentence from being friendly to flirty,
Yeah.
or a look, or, you know, being touchy, or
What if randomly they're coming every morning to come give you a hug?
We know those types. We know those types.
Here's the thing. What if it was someone your age versus someone 20 years your age? Would it be looked? What if it's an older individual who's the kind of the mom or the whatever you want to look at them of your department? Would you look at it the same way if they come and give you a hug every day?
I don't know. It's
Right?
tough.
It's
That's why I say it's. So for me, I don't think flirting has it doesn't. For me, I think it's fine. But I also think, like, if you're a manager or in a position, you shouldn't be flirting with employees. Obviously, that's like a strict no. You know what I mean? But if it's like just work colleagues, like just talking from a work colleague perspective, I think you have to know the person.
Yeah.
Like you have to because there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
True.
Like we can come up with 1,000 scenarios, but it's gonna come down to the relationship you have.
Yeah.
Because like if I'm very very friendly with someone, I know if I can make a joke with them, person A I can make that joke with as a flirt slash friend joke. Person B would take it completely opposite because they're a different personality who I don't know as much. You know what I mean?
true.
So it's almost like you have to develop relationships with people at work where because I like to make jokes with everybody, but I won't make certain jokes with some people that are more, that joke may not go off well on them because they're not as, they're more serious. So it's almost the same thing with the flirting, because I think it always starts off as jokes, or it always starts off as like, like the body jokes. We kind of laugh and giggle at it, but they start off kind of dumb like that, but it's intended a certain way,
Yeah.
and then they kind of see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is a fine line you play. It's a fine line you run, because if they take it a certain way, then it can lead you into HR. So that's why I'm almost like, don't run that line if you feel that there's that risk of that, because if you're not intending it to be that way, or you're trying to figure out if someone's into you, maybe don't run that at work. Maybe it's an outside of work thing, but yeah, it's there's no right or wrong answer. I think it's like a fine line. You kind of go off of relationships. But my one thing is, I know, like, if you're in a position, like, that's a hell no. You should, if you're in a position of power, because we kind of are kind of talking about that, like, you should not be doing that. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing you don't want to ever run, because that goes into our previous conversations.
All right, let me ask the fellas a question here.
All
Let's
right.
get real. You flirted at work before.
Unknowingly.
Unknowingly?
Unknowingly.
Ha.
I don't believe that, but
Yeah.
let's just
How
let's
could you
just
flirt
run
by
with it.
accident?
But okay,
Let
continue.
me continue. You're a guy.
Okay.
You know you're going to be extra friendly or flirty
Mhm.
with a female at work, a coworker, if you're
Mhm.
more attracted to them.
Hmm.
Are you not?
Yeah.
No, I disagree.
No.
And the reason,
Oh
and
my
the, oh my
God.
no,
hold on,
no,
let me
no.
explain. Let me
If you're
explain.
not interested,
Yeah.
you'll be like, "Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, Brenda.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Good. Good day. How's your weekend? Awesome. Oh, hey, Susie. Nice shot. Damn. I'll catch you at lunch.
But here's the thing. What if you have that same energy for everyone?
No.
And that's why I say.
What do you work on, Mars?
Maybe. Maybe. Still think I'm not from planet Earth, but I don't know.
Really?
So maybe
All right.
maybe JR's flirting with everyone.
Yeah.
Is everyone that beautiful?
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Okay, let's hear it.
What if everybody says, "Oh, he's that nice guy. He's that friendly guy."
Okay.
Right? So you have that same energy for everyone.
Really? Okay. So that's basically saying you're friendly with everyone, but not flirty.
And that's why I said unknowingly.
Unknowingly. Because the
Flirty.
receiver, as we've kind of come to a conclusion, determines if it's flirty or not.
Right.
Whether you have your pants down or not,
Oh,
the
shoot.
receiver determines
Yeah.
if your comment is flirty or not.
Maybe some people might not think that's flirting. We don't know.
Okay. So in your case, you're really not flirty in your mind. You're just being really friendly with everyone.
I'll say
I call
this.
BS on JR.
Well, I'll say this. At the time, unknowingly okay, I'll say this. Knowing, looking back then, you understand now.
Okay.
But in that moment back then, not necessarily. Because of the fact that you thought the way that you treat everyone and how you interact with them was being friendly. But when you're removed from the situation or situations and you look back, you see things differently.
Okay.
So then you kind of have an understanding as to why it can be deemed
Okay.
flirty.
So you've matured in a sense.
Matured?
Matured.
Oh, mature. I think it's mature. I'm like, what? Learning
Okay, I
something new.
understand what JR said there, though, because I am a friendly person to everybody. The reason I call BS on him is there are people that you do like more than others. So then that's why I say that you're friendly to everybody, but there are people you like more than others. Like, that's why I say BS. But what he did say there, I do agree with, is you are friendly with everybody, and sometimes somebody could take that like as for flirting, and you don't know you're intending to flirt, and then you realize after, and you're like, oh shoot, I've just been friendly with everyone, and they took it the wrong way. So that's happened before as well. Just being friendly with everyone, it can come to a point where you're oblivious to the fact that someone could be flirting back with you because you're just nice. You know what I mean? So that's happened before too, and they took it the wrong way, and they're flirting back, but they weren't flirting exactly, but they were trying to get attention. But I didn't really read it because I'm just a nice guy. You know what I mean? To everybody, it wasn't like an actual flirt by me. But like I said, there are people I think that you do like more than others where, because we're human beings, there's going to be people that we like more than others. So naturally, that could end up being, I don't think everyone's treated the same. I don't think. Like,
Yeah.
even if you're a nice guy, there's some people that you like more.
Yeah. Do you call BS on Mr. JR?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm just joking.
But I again, like I said, right? Here's the thing. If you have a track record and people have said, oh, he's such a nice guy. Oh, he's so friendly.
Right.
Oh, if someone say, hey, you know what? You ask person, hey, I'm going to buy food. You want anything? And then and then another week I say, hey, I'm going to buy, you want anything? Like, if I'm specifically doing it to one person, then that could be deemed flirty. But if it's
Really?
just-
That's flirty?
No.
By asking who wants
Every
food?
day? No. Come on.
you didn't hear what I said. I said 1 week here and then 1 week somewhere else. But to answer your question, yeah, people could deem it as being flirty.
You don't think like someone you're more attracted to, you put a little extra comments here and there?
Yeah.
I love trying to change people's mind.
I don't think so.
Always even keel. The 80-year-old and the 20-year-old getting the same hugs from you.
Yeah. You know why? Because what if the 80-year-old says, you remind me of my grandson? I'm going to make sure I give the extra hug. Oh, my grandson, he lives halfway across the world. I haven't seen him in years. The pat hug. Or the oh God, this sounds predatory. Or the rub hug.
Jeez.
But, hey, like.
Maybe like you said, man, you're not from this planet.
And I don't know, but that bond that we have, someone could look and be like, oh my gosh, why is he being so friendly with her? But the same way that I would have conversations about, with individual A could be the same with individual B. Just different. The conversation context could be different. I'm talking about her grandson and how I remind her of her grandson with person A, but person B could be like, oh, like, I don't know. You're connecting on something else.
Okay.
Right? I don't know. I really don't know. It's all subjective.
Folks, comment below. What do you think? BS on JR? I'd love to hear it.
I have a question for JR. What if the 80-year-old said, you remind me of my second husband? Is that flirting?
Ooh. At that point, I'm just going to let go of the hug, take 2 steps back, be like, that's weird. That's weird. But it would be the same if someone else was like, you remind me of my ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
It would be the exact same way because it's like, whoa, like.
You wouldn't take their hands and put them on your ass and be like, does this remind you of this? Feel like this.
You know what's strange? I've seen people try to use that as a pickup line before. You remind me of my ex, and I'm like, is that like a compliment or is that like, because I don't know what like, you know what I mean? You broke up with your ex. Is that a good thing? I didn't understand it, but that's.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
But... Yeah, I've seen it happen before. I was like, that's a strange way of hitting on somebody, but to each their own.
Awesome. All right. Take a break on this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come back. with some food.
All
Boom.
right.
So we got a good question.
Mm-hmm.
And this is talking about getting together with someone and talking about finances
Ooh.
and how that plays into the dynamics of a relationship. So, question for all y'all. When you look at being with someone, and I think maybe in more of a committed way, does the finance aspect of it play a role into it? So, what I mean by that is, let's say you're dating someone for like a year. You're maybe thinking about proposing to them or not proposing to them or ending the relationship or maybe seeing if things will get better financially. So, for example, you're with someone, they do like to spend a lot. You're a saver.
Okay.
Guys get called cheap all the time. Like we call frugal. I'm frugal. But you notice every time there's an event or anytime there's a Friday,
Yeah.
your significant other likes to go out and get something new all the time, something new and shiny. Materialism.
Interesting.
You love them,
Yeah.
but you know they have a habit of spending. So do you have to accept that?
I don't think you have to accept it. I think it will obviously spark conversation, but hopefully healthy conversation to where both you and your partner sit down and say, look, how I view, finances and what my financial goals are this, and this. What are yours? So you understand, you list each other's, and then from there, you guys can then figure out, okay, well, or not then figure out, but hey, your excessive spending doesn't work for me. And maybe she might say, well, your saving doesn't work. And you guys figure out what you guys work well on and what you guys don't work well on. And then somehow try and find some sort of compromise, some sort of in the middle.
Do you end the relationship though? If this person says, okay, I can compromise, but then you see like 6 months they're still doing the same thing, because a lot of folks don't have that financial education.
Right.
It's just like, I see something, the new iPhone came out, I have to get it. We talked about it. We got to save. You're going out to dinners every week, every day.
Yeah.
We have food at home. You're not cooking.
I think at that point,
or is the other things a person bring outweigh knowing that you have to supplement the income somehow?
Yeah. And that's kind of like what I was going to allude to, because that might just be one little bad speck on them, but everything else
That's
is
a big
still
speck, because it impacts you.
True.
And your finances or your potential family with this person's spending habits.
But at the same time, this is where sometimes some couples will look at it and say, you know what? If that's what you want to do, you work your money, you spend your money. I will do what I have to do to provide for myself and provide for whatever else is necessary. If that means I got to work 2 jobs, I will do that.
Really?
If I got to
bust
my behind to get whatever promotion and get that big pay bump, I will do it, because you know what? Maybe the love that you have for me is unconditional, and we kind of leave it at that, right? That's what I think.
Cash, what do you think? You're the saver. The person you're with in a relationship is a spender.
I kind of agree with JR on that. I think there should be a level of communication regarding each other's spending habits, and definitely try to work with the person on a long-term basis.
Right. I think that's fair, but I don't know.
Uncle Sammy, what do you think, man? Would you, if you're the saver in the relationship, would you accept someone who's a spender in a sense? Or how would you go about that?
Yeah, so for me, I was listening to what JR was saying. I think if she's making her own money and she's wants to spend, by all means, do what you got to do, right? Like that's fine.
Mm.
But if it's basically a joint thing and she's overspending and we've had the discussion and I've explained my point of view and it's kind of like ignored, then it becomes a major problem that could be um like the relationship could end in my eyes with that,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the family. So like I'm pretending, I'm thinking about kids in the future and things like that. So if the characteristics that she's displaying would be more me and buying stuff for her, but I would be thinking of how are we like setting ourselves up, or setting our kids up for a future. So I think it goes away from what my idea of what my relationship would want to be. So that's why at that point I would have to call into question if it's not going that way after, numerous discussions, you're just spending it on yourself, then obviously maybe you don't respect, there's a like respect level that's not there or something. But like I would explain all of that because my point of view, I'd bring that to the table. But like the example you use is like iPhone and this sort of like maybe purses and things like that. I don't care if that's the case, but if it's like over that line and you don't have that, you know, that idea of where that line is, then we're putting ourselves in debt for no reason. It's gonna actually not lead to a life that I want to live, right?
Let me ask you this though, like her argument in this case would be, but that's how I am. That's how you met me. You knew I was a spender. You know I like these things. And that's
Mm.
what makes me happy.
Yeah, but then I would say that I knew how you were, but we're trying to raise a family. Like our
That's
priority
true.
should be them. Not to say it's not us. Not to say we can't, you know, go on vacations, buy things for ourselves and things like that. But we have to now, if we bring people into the world, if we bring kids into the world, you have to prioritize them and take care of them. Like it doesn't become only you at that point. You know what I mean? So, well, that's the
Yeah.
way I view it. Like some people may view it differently, but me personally, I view it that like it's your responsibility that if you bring children into the world, you take care of them. It's not like, somebody else takes care of them, or, just leave it, let it be. You want to give them the best things that maybe you didn't have growing up, or make sure that they're good. So when they're older, they don't have to struggle and things like that. So for me, that's important. So, maybe she changed, not me. I'm just kidding. But it's a conversation I would definitely be having and getting my point across. And if it can't be fixed, then maybe we're on different pages on that.
I have a problem with what you and Mr. JR said. Because you mentioned as long as she's spending her money.
Yeah.
Why do we always accept that her money's her money and my money's our money? That goes
That's
back
true
to my
too.
conversation a long time ago where we talked about why isn't her money my money as well?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why is it on
It's
me?
joint.
Why is it on me to fund our family while you can go have fun with your money?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
No.
It's not,
That's not fair.
but I think
So why do you say it's okay if she wants to spend her money the way she wants to spend it?
I think it comes down to the independence factor, right? That the independence that women have fought for and they believe in and they strive towards, I can't argue against that.
So where does the point of family come in? Is it always on the man now to compensate because a woman wants to be an independent woman? Where's the independent man in this conversation? There is none. Like, it's not fair.
Yeah,
It's not fair.
it's not. You're right.
Equal doesn't mean equal all the time.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But it's tough because at the end of the day, look, if she's spending her money buying X, Y, and Z, and I'm putting majority of my income towards the house, the bills, this, the that, taking care of the family. it almost boils down to, well, if I'm willing to take that on, then so be it. If I'm not, then I'll go my separate way.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think this is acceptable at all.
But some men will find it acceptable though. And one of the reasons why they find it acceptable, and there's many reasons why, but maybe one of the reasons why is, look, you know what? She loves me for me. She's not here because she's shopping on my money. She's shopping with her own money.
But that's the thing. Your money's together. She's technically spending your money.
I understand what you're saying, and I kind of agree with you in the way where you're saying it's not fair, because technically your money is going towards your stuff and the kid, where you're allowing her to spend mostly on her stuff, and she's not really chipping in when it comes to the family portion. So I get what you're saying. It's not fair. I agree. I think maybe you have to have a conversation and be like, hey, I'm making certain sacrifices. I'm putting money, because we have kids or we have a family. I'm sacrificing certain things. You should also be doing the same, because it's not fair for just me to be funding all of these things while you're still enjoying everything else. I think you're probably right. It is a conversation you should have. You do want her to be able to buy everything she wants. However, it should be a little fairer because also if she's not putting in, then it gives less for your family technically. And she's used to using it on, I wouldn't say useless things, but things that maybe is not needed. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's probably not fair. I think you're right in that regard.
What do you say, Cash? Flip it to the guy. He's spending his money on what he wants. New car. Every year he gets a brand new car. So he has crazy lease payments. New shades. New iPhone. That's his money. But your money has to go towards you and your family. And the family. Is that fair at all?
No, I don't think that's fair.
Okay.
Because I think that once you want to be in a relationship with me, especially if a long-term relationship, and also being in marriage and having kids, I think it's important to have similar spending habits, not one spending more than the other. Like, I understand, like, say for instance, if you had a lifestyle before you met me where you like to go on trips to Dubai and all these expensive places, but then I'm a more conserved person. I like to save, things like that. And then we got into a relationship, we're married, we have kids, and you want to keep up that habit of spending money. I think we'll ran into a lot of problems, because it's like, I feel like you're overspending and you're not looking at the priority side of things.
Okay. So what if he said, that's the way you met me, you knew who I was?
I don't know.
You're asking me to change who I am.
I'm not asking you to fully change. I'm just asking like unnecessary things that you don't really need. You are,
because these things make me happy.
So why get into a serious relationship if that's what makes you happy?
So do you end the relationship?
No, I won't end the relationship. I would say take time to think about what's important from what's not important.
He won't change. Why would you spend time to think about it? You're always going to be the one to have to overcompensate, worry about everything else while they're enjoying their life.
No, I don't think that's fair for a woman.
What's love got to do with it? That's what I think.
No.
That's fair.
I don't like that.
That's peace.
I don't like the fact that, you're only thinking about what makes you happy. It's what makes your family happy, because you had your whole life ahead before us, like your family, that is, and you had all the time to buy all the expensive things and enjoy all the money you had. And now you have a family and you met someone that's a little bit more easygoing with their spending. I think you should ease up on the unnecessary things.
No, it's great to say that, but I'm saying, what if the person does not change? Is love enough? The experiences you have enough to stay with that person and accept it? Or are you ending it?
and obviously a lot of people can attest to this, but if someone is willing to take that extra step to work with the person, and if
They're
they
not.
don't change, then you don't want your child to be without a father figure. He's a great father and all of that.
So you
It's
stay in the
just that
relationship?
if he's a great person and I'm okay with doing whatever I have to do to maintain both of us, and he has a spending habit, then what can I do?
Damn.
So you'll settle.
I won't settle. I said, obviously, you will look at it. If you don't have a child, it's different. But if you have a child, then you don't want your child to grow up without a father figure.
Yeah, but also too, yes, you might not want to separate or divorce, but what is the household like at home? What if it's constant arguing? There's bitterness, there's no love. That might be just as bad as both parents living separate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just because a family decides to stay together, or husband and wife decides to stay together for the sake of their kids, doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to be in love. They might
No, I get what you're
sleep
saying.
in separate rooms. They might not even show any affection, right? So I think
I think they can be. I think there can be changes that can be made. They can have changes, just because there are counseling sessions and stuff like that that will guide your relationship to a different direction. I think by then it will just open his eye to a different perspective.
But
if that
yeah,
makes
like
sense.
counseling, again,
Or money
counseling is
management
one
kind
step,
of.
but you might not follow through with what's being the help that's provided, right?
Mhm.
So I mean,
I guess to that point, as you brought it up, I guess to that point, then yes, you can put a end to the relationship, because there are some men that have a lot of debts and they have all these different things and lifestyle that they want to live up to, and of course women as well. And there's some women that just can't put up with it, and they just decide to file for divorce.
true, but again, but then there's the whole aspect of you're giving up on your partner, and there was no love there, right? That's
Love's
another
not
way.
enough. It's not enough. I'm telling you, because when you get into a marriage, yeah, your money is all of your money.
Mm-hmm.
Her debt or his debt is
True.
also your debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't take part in that debt. You let them do what they wanted to do,
Yeah.
but now you're responsible for the family finances, and you're also responsible for their debt.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
fair.
what
yeah.
came about overcompensating and taking care of the family? You do.
Yeah.
They got into debt. Guess what? They don't have no money to show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Your wages are going to be garnished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is that fair to you? Even if
some-
you love that person,
some
that
people
is not
actually-
fair at all. Love will fade.
Some
Trust
people
me.
actually do that, and you know what? You want to know why I say that? It's because I have a friend. I had a friend that her husband is in debt for $20,000, and whatever it come up to, he still can't find ways to pay off the debts. She took all of her money and she paid off the entire debt.
There you go.
Mm.
And I'm like, that's a good woman right there.
Man's very lucky.
I can't imagine myself working so hard to pay off $20,000 for your husband. Like, that's a lot. Not even half, the whole thing.
Well, she knew that if she didn't pay it, they would eventually come after her.
True.
And not only that, maybe they have a lot of things together that's affecting their procedure of having a home or whatever the case may be, and other things that they want in life.
But do you see, you're trying 3 times as hard to get higher in life, to
Mhm.
even build to get a home.
Mm-hmm.
But this partner is sucking you and pulling you down all the time for you getting that goal.
Yeah. That's
How much
true.
sucking does that need to
Pause.
fix
Yeah.
Yeah.
for you trying to get above in life for your family? What's
Maybe-
more important?
Maybe not
family?
enough. Maybe not enough.
Maybe 5
Yeah.
times. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah.
it depends on the individual, but not for me, buddy.
Yeah.
Hell no.
No, for sure. Like, some people would actually do it. Like, some guys will pay off their wife's debt of 10,000 plus. Some women will pay off their husband's debt 10,000 plus, and then
Yeah, no, I understand that, but always remember something. There's two sides, right? So to the example that your friend was talking about, maybe she painted it in a way for her to look good. Maybe her husband came and said, "Can you help me?"
no, I don't think he was working.
Well, again, we don't know. But again, I'm just saying, right? Just based off of the story you said there,
And
right?
she told me that collections was gonna put them on some
Oh yeah, I see.
Court
Ruin
case
your
or whatever the
credit.
case may
Right.
be. Yeah. And so for it not to end up there, she decided that she's just gonna pay it off.
Yeah.
She had no
Legal
choice.
actions. Yeah,
No
collections was
choice.
proceeding with legal actions, and so I think in some cases your house can be compromised from the bank as well. Not compromised, but taken away.
Like repossess
or repossessed. Yeah.
cars. Yeah, like we get it. But look, at the end of the day, and Jace, you're standing on the hill of, love is not everything in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
But again, I guess this kind of boils down to, like, if your partner is not willing to make these changes, you're saying you'll pack up and go.
Yes. 100%.
Add kids into the mix. Is it still the same?
100%.
Really?
100%. They'll still see the kids.
Yeah.
However the court decides, but nah, man.
Really?
You're dragging me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're dragging us down collectively.
Financially.
Okay. Let me flip the script on this then.
Flip,
What
flip, flip, flip.
What if the wife was spending a lot of money on the kids?
Okay.
So buying name brand clothes, buying the latest
I see where you're
iPads,
going.
buying all these expensive
Gucci,
shoes. Yeah,
backpack.
like I'm sorry, I just gotta
Jordans.
say this. If you can't be buying that stuff for your kids.
No,
They're
because
gonna
they
grow out of it.
2 days and they
Like,
don't
what
like
the
it.
hell? Like, okay, if they're an adult, sure, whatever, they stop growing. I don't care, but he's gonna wear that. He's gonna wear those shoes today, those Gucci shoes today, and 6 months later, he might not even fit
Not
into
even
them.
6 months, man.
I'm like, what the hell? But again, what if, hey, she's spending money on the family, but just buying all these designer
Not spending
name brands,
wisely.
right?
Yeah. That one's tough.
It is.
It is tough. But I would actually say I would stick to my plan and be like, look, man, this ain't working.
Yeah.
I don't want him or her to learn how you've been spending money. Like, be smarter with your money or get out.
Yeah. No,
There's the door.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because you know what? Instead of spending $200 on a pair of shoes for, the child, maybe spending $50. And
$50?
maybe I don't even know how much kids
God.
shoes cost.
Go to Walmart. $29.99.
$29.90, $30,
Skechers.
right? The rest of the
Velcro.
money could go towards the child's savings.
Food.
Yeah, food, like things like that, right? But again, it's
Yeah,
her argument could be, I'm providing for the kids.
that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all
Nah.
it's all hearsay.
It's all.
It's all subjective, right?
Yeah.
So
At the same time, they're probably buying the Gucci shoes. She bought herself a pair of her
yeah,
Gucci loafers or whatever.
there you
Red
go.
bottoms.
Yeah, make the trip to the Gucci store worthwhile.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, any closing thoughts on this?
No, man, you guys know my position.
Well, you know me, I'm Mr. 50-50, right? I guess I'm on that hill, so I gotta stay on it and stand on it, I guess.
Uncle Sammy?
I'm with you, Jace. So even the example that you use with the Gucci like shoes and stuff, I don't necessarily. It's spending it on the family, but it's not at the same time. Like, because we know kids grow out of stuff quickly. Like within 6 months is probably a pretty good time frame, maybe even faster than that. So it's not really smart spending. So I'm not sure if that I would look at that as being on the same page. So I'm with you, Jace, on this one.
Boom,
That's true.
boom, 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 boom.
Well,
We got it.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you all.
That was a
That
good
was an
pod
amazing
today.
pod,
That was a
right?
good pod, yeah.
Damn. Thank you, Cash. Thank you, Uncle Sammy. Mr. JR, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
With
you
the Laugh
guys.
Kings, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. We're everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Audioheads, Castbox, Apple Pod, Spotify. Hit us up anywhere and everywhere. direct.me/LaughKings. Peace.
Thank you all. Peace, love, happiness, and see you all again.
Laugh Kings.